Hi there, guys. Today we're gonna see difference between the simple present or presente simple and the progressive present or presente progresivo in Spanish. Okay. So basically the simple present is actions people do in the present but not necessarily at the moment. Okay? So it works pretty much the same in both languages, in English and Spanish. Like, an example would be I smoke, I work, I swim, it's something that you do. Like, but if I say I swim, doesn't necessarily mean that, you're doing it at the moment, right? So that's basically the definition of simple present. And let's go with the definition of progressive present now. Okay, the progressive present is actions in the present that are taking place at the moment. Okay, so instead of saying I am smoking or I am instead of saying I smoke, you say I am smoking, right? And instead of saying I swim, you say I am swimming, so basically that's the main difference. But we're gonna see some tricky things about this. So here we have the verb fumar, which in Spanish means smoke, right? So fumar, remember, in Spanish verbs usually finish end in r or er. Okay, er or ar. So fumar means to smoke, right? And this would be in simple present, and this one's on progressive present. So the difference between yo fumo, right, and yo estoy fumando, both are in present. This one is simple, this one is progressive. So pronunciation again: yo fumo, yo estoy fumando. Yo fumo, yo estoy fumando. Okay, and we have another example here: yo trabajo, or I work in this case, yo trabajo, and yo estoy trabajando. We see the ando ending here, ando in both, right? Which this one here is the equivalent of ing in English, ando here, so yo estoy fumando, yo estoy trabajando. Okay, so in English there's something important that you need to remember here, or to notice. In English, sometimes when we want to say something in the future, we use actually present progressive. If you say I am working this afternoon, you are basically saying I'm going to work this afternoon, right? In Spanish, never do that. Okay, you cannot say, yo estoy trabajando esta tarde. No, you never say, that doesn't work the same as we do it in English. Okay, so basically, as you can see, both the progressive and the present work pretty much the same as in English, right? So we're gonna now conjugate a whole verb in simple present and progressive to see the differences. So here we have the verb fumar, or to smoke, right, in both, in the simple present and the progressive present. So as you can see, in simple present, I'm going to conjugate for you: yo fumo, tú fumas, él fuma, ella fuma, nosotros fumamos, ustedes fuman, vosotros fumáis, ellos fuman. Now, vosotros is the old form that is used mainly in Spain these days. Okay, so this is something that you need to take into account if you don't know, right? Because a lot of teachers in America or in the US, they do not teach this form, right? Because it's not used really in America or in Latin America, even though you would hear it at church a lot or something. Okay, so nosotros and vosotros is the total opposite. Remember, nosotros means we or us, okay? And vosotros means you, plural, like you guys, the same as ustedes. So, ustedes fuman and vosotros fumáis is exactly the same thing. It has the same meaning. This is the form mostly used in Latin America, and this is the form used in Spain. However, in Spain they use both forms. Okay, so they can use ustedes fuman or vosotros fumáis. The vosotros fumáis is an older form which still remains in Spain. Okay, and ellos fuman. Okay, remember, can be feminine too. Nosotros, nosotras, we girls smoke. Okay, vosotros or vosotras, you girls, right? And ellos can be ellas, right? They, but girls, So keep that in mind too. And the progressive, as you can see, the progressive is using the verb to be in Spanish, or the verb estar, okay? So it's yo estoy, tú estás, él está, ella está, nosotros estamos, ustedes están, vosotros estáis, y ellos están. Okay? And as you can see, the verb is always conjugated in the same form. Okay? It doesn't change like in simple present. Fumando. Okay? Exactly the same as in English. I am smoking, you are smoking, he's smoking, she's smoking, we are smoking, you guys are smoking, you guys are smoking, and they are smoking. Okay? So it's exactly the same thing. Okay? The verb in the progressive does not change for any of the pronouns. Okay? And in simple present, it changes on each one of them. Okay, so finally, we're going to see how we make an affirmation, how we ask, and how we make a negative sentence. Okay, so for simple present, the affirmation would be tú fumas. You smoke. The question would be fumas. All right. Remember that in Spanish, this is you can mention it or not. Remember, because as we can see, let's go back a little bit. The conjugation in simple present, for example, each one is different. So in Spanish, you do not need to say who are you talking about, while in English you always say I smoke, you smoke, he smokes, right? You always have to say who are you talking about. In Spanish, it's already here. So if I say fumo, it means me or I, right? If I say fumamos, so you already know that we're talking about us or nosotros, right? So in Spanish, most of the time you do not use actually the pronoun. Only you use it when you want to emphasize it. So again, the affirmation would be tú fumas. However, you can say only fumas. The question would be fumas, all right? And the negative form would be tú no fumas or no fumas. So affirmation, fumas. Question, fumas. Negative, no fumas. Okay, now let's go to the progressive or progresivo. Okay, so tú estás fumando, or it can be estás fumando. The question would be estás fumando. Remember, in Spanish we use both. Estás fumando. Negative, tú no estás fumando. Okay, or you can say in affirmation, estás fumando. That's an affirmative. you are saying that you are smoking. So estás fumando. Question: ¿estás fumando? Negative: no estás fumando. Okay, that's all for today. I hope it's simple. If you have any questions, remember, just drop me a line. Have a good night. Bye.